guys, Alyssa here. So I just got back from Bears training camp and I have so much to tell you. Leaving Bourbonnais wasn't easy, but I had so much fun in my 6 days there, watching the Bears practice and hanging with my dad in his future retirement city. I kid. Okay, maybe not. No, but honestly, there's an excitement that's hard to describe because I haven't really felt an excitement like this surrounding this team in quite a while. Honestly, it's a weird feeling. And even though I was sad to leave Bourbonnais, I couldn't be more ready for a season of Bears football than I am right now. Truthfully, I've been ready for this football season since January 8th when the Bears hired Matt Nagy as their new head coach. There's this palpable sense of excitement and hope that was evident at camp this year that hadn't really been there in years past. With Vic Fangio returning with a top 10 defense and Mitch Trubisky entering a second season in an offensive system that actually fits his strengths and having actual offensive talent around him, the future is incredibly bright for this team, and you could feel that. And while it's not likely to translate immediately onto the field this season, the Bears are headed in the right direction, and hopefully they'll be knocking on the door of the playoffs within the next couple of years. But before we move into preseason, I'm going to recap the 5 things I learned from Bears camp this year. Number 1, Matt Nagy's offense is incredibly dynamic. When you've been watching a 1940s offense for the past 3 seasons, watching Matt Nagy's inventive offense even in practice opens your eyes to a whole new world that you didn't know existed. There's so much going on in Nagy's offense, and they haven't even implemented everything yet. It's constantly moving and up-tempo and testing the defense in a way that you can't help but be excited for. Nagy hails from the Andy Reid coaching tree, and his offense has little bits from the Eagles with Doug Peterson and with the Chiefs with Andy Reid, and both of those teams lit it up last season, so you can't help but be excited. I know Chicago fans aren't used to seeing an offensive powerhouse, at least on our side, but that's what we're going to get with Matt Nagy and his system, and it's about damn time. Number 2, Mitch Trubisky has thrown a lot of interceptions, and that's okay for now. Look, training camp is a time for a quarterback to take risks, to test what he thinks he can do, to realize what he can do, and to understand what he can't. That's the point of camp. And it's definitely a tall order for Trubisky as he works to understand Nagy's complex offense. If you were expecting immediate success, then you don't know football. Rome, or in this case the Bears' offense, wasn't built in a day. Trubisky has flashed brilliance at camp, and I cannot tell you how amazing it is to watch this kid throwing deep passes to the likes of Allen Robinson, Kevin White, and Anthony Miller. The Bears handcuffed Trubisky last season, but expect Mitch to throw the ball all over the field this year. Nagy doesn't want checkdowns, and neither do Bears fans. So, yes, Trubisky has thrown interceptions. He's thrown a lot. But honestly, I'd be concerned if he hadn't. Training camp is the time to sort all of this out before the regular season. Make mistakes now, learn from them later. Number 3, Anthony Miller is going to make an immediate impact for the Bears. If there's one player that has had a noticeable and immediate impact in camp this season, it's been rookie receiver Anthony Miller. Yes, it's camp, but Miller has easily been the most impressive Bear in training camp in the time that I was there. He started with the 3rd team and eventually worked his way to the ones where he was giving cornerbacks Prince Amukamara and Kyle Fuller a run for their money, which is a tough task given the camp that both those players have been having. The hype surrounding Miller was strong, and you can certainly see why. He's fast, he gets immediate separation, he's got great hands to pull in catches, and he's a rookie. So making that transition from college to NFL isn't exactly easy. I got to meet Anthony's family on the 3rd day of practice, and it was amazing just to watch him continue to thrive and just to see his family and the pride that they have. Mark my words, Anthony Miller is the one to watch this season. Number 4, the secondary, especially Prince Amukamara and Kyle Fuller, look poised for success. It's easy to forget that the Bears, known for their defense, put up some of the worst defensive showings in franchise history just a few years ago. After all, the Bears franchise is known for its valiant defense. But perhaps no unit has been under more scrutiny than the secondary, which has lacked depth and production at times. 2017 saw growth in the secondary, and it appears as if 2018 is going to keep that growth going. The Bears' defense is ahead of the Bears' offense in camp, especially the secondary. They're getting the takeaways and bringing the physicality that Nagy preached from day one. 2 of the names making those plays are Amukamara and Fuller, who anchor that secondary. They're giving quarterback Mitch Trubisky some real trouble and flashing glimpses of what's to come with this defensive unit this season. Amukamara and Fuller are fresh off new contract extensions, and they've put on quite the show in camp. Amukamara has especially been a challenge for Trubisky, picking him off multiple times through the first 8 practices. He's a threat in one-on-one drills with his quick feet and patience when it comes to reading Mitch's eyes and testing the receiver. Fuller is also challenging receivers, namely Kevin White, and showing why the secondary might just be one of the strongest units on this team. Number 5, Nick Kwiatkowski has all but earned a starting job at linebacker. With Roquan Smith's holdout keeping him from camp and Danny Trevathan nursing an injury, Nick Kwiatkowski is making the most of his opportunity and proving why he should be a starter on this Bears defense. Kwiatkowski has shown how his 2 years of experience could really help this Bears unit, and his highlight reel interception of Mitch Trubisky during practice shows just how well he fits into the middle of Vic Fangio's defense. The Bears certainly value Kwiatkowski as a starter in their defense. He's proven comfortable in command of the calls and signals in this defense. Kwiatkowski is challenging Smith and Trevathan, and he's making a starting impression. There is so much to love about Bears training camp this season. Honestly, if you're a fan of an NFL team, I encourage you to go to your team's camp at least once. It's unlike any game experience. There's this sense of optimism for every team. Whether you won the Super Bowl, like the Eagles, or you held the first pick in the draft, like the Browns, expectations are high, even if they don't ultimately pan out over the course of the season. But the great thing about training camp is that everyone's in first place. Everyone is at 0-0. Everyone is undefeated. Everyone has a chance to make something special of themselves. This is Alyssa, signing off. I'll see you during the regular season.